Welcome to Agents of Screen, the first and only place to come to for movie reviews live at the cinema. Today, we're not at the cinema, but we can be, and we're here for the review of the Netflix film Dolemite Is My Name, which is based on a true story. It is directed by Craig Brewer and is starring Eddie Murphy, who plays Rudy Ray Moore, a failed singer and comedian in the 1970s whose hope for stardom hasn't exactly gone to plan and puts everything on the line to try and change that. That said, let's set the scene a little bit. You know, got the 90s, 70s vintage filter, you got that music playing in the background, and of course I had to draw out the flamboyant pimp-like do-rag in honor of the great Rudy Ray Moore. But that aside, let's get into the review. My first impression of the film is that it's hands down the funniest film I've seen this year, hands down, by a clear distance. Now, what did I like about the film? The cast was great, both main and supporting characters were outstanding. Of course, you had Eddie Murphy. I was happy to see him on screen again, and this is a return to form. He was excellent throughout. You also had supporting characters like Titus Burgess, and you had Davine Joy Rudolph, who played Lady Reed. This is the first film I've ever seen her in, but she was outstanding, and I really enjoyed how they wrote her character. She wasn't like a typical supporting female cast. I really enjoyed how they wrote her character. Didn't force anything. She was the heart of the film, I would say. But my overwhelming favorite cast member in the whole film was Wesley Snipes. He stole the show. For me, he stole the show. He was outstanding. I didn't know that Wesley Snipes could be this funny. He was actually incredible. Like, every single time he was on screen, I was laughing. Every single time. For me, he was the MVP of this film. Speaking of funny, the humor in this film was also something I really enjoyed in this film. As I said in the beginning, funniest film I've seen this year. There were lots of laugh out loud moments, and it's not like one of those things that you see like on the back of a DVD or on a poster. It's like, it's laugh out loud funny. They just say it just to say it. This is, for me, I literally laughed out loud, head back, laughing. It was hilarious. And that bleeds into the next thing that I enjoyed about the film. It was just a very feel-good film. You felt good watching it. You know, when you go to the cinema, regardless of the movie that you go to watch, you want to feel something, whether it makes you sad, whether it makes you happy, whether it makes you excited. But this was just a really feel-good film, inspirational. There was points I was just watching and I was just smiling, and I kind of clocked to myself. I was like, bro, I've been smiling for the last 20 minutes straight. The ambience in this film is also another thing that I really enjoyed, and what I mean by that is just like the atmosphere, the music, the soundtrack was great, and along with the decor, the style, the costumes really kind of captured the time period that it was in, which is the 70s. So moving on, there's a point in this movie where the main characters are making a film. That's not a spoiler, that's in the trailer, so hold the spoiler remarks. And while I was watching, I was thinking to myself, like, I actually want to see the movie that they made, which is called Dolemite. It's a real film. I haven't seen it myself, but doing research, is actually available on YouTube for absolutely free, absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna be checking out that movie because it looked like it'll be really entertaining to watch, really funny, tongue-in-cheek, all of that. So I'll be checking that out. I might put it in the link in the description. If not, you can do your own research. Just type in Dolemite in the search bar on YouTube and it will come up. 1975, I think it came out. But that's just to tell you how much fun they had making this film and how entertaining the film would be once it's the finished product. Now let's get to the things that I didn't like as much in the film, my dislikes. To be fair, there are not many. I'm not gonna force it. But if there was anything I would have to say, is that the first third of the film is probably the weaker point in the film. In this part of the film, Rudy, as in Eddie Murphy, is displaying Dolemite's brand of comedy, you know, his performance. And obviously, this movie being set in the 70s, the material is quite dated. And keeping that in mind, I've never seen this style of comedy before. It's almost like rapping. So it took me a while to kind of adjust to the style. And so the laughs didn't really translate as much to me. But I also understand this is a period piece, as I said, set in the 70s. So they had to show exactly what Dolemite, Eddie Murphy, Rudy Ray is all about. So you have to give an accurate account of what was taking place. It's a minor nitpick. Maybe someone from an older generation might have appreciated more. So I'm just giving my perspective of that first bit. Another minor nitpick I would say certain events, I won't say which ones, They happen quicker than I would have liked them to, so it's a bit off-putting at times when they happen. It's like, okay, I would have liked more, just a little more time spent on that event just to flesh it out a tad bit more, but it's a very minor nitpick. And that's it in terms of things that I didn't like as much. So overall, essentially this is a story about perseverance, about betting on yourself, and how much you have to put on the line to bring your dreams to fruition when everyone is telling you no. So it's inspirational from that point of view, and to be honest, it was just made me so happy to see Eddie Murphy and Wesley Snipes on screen again, and have them on screen giving masterful performance as, again, Wesley Snipes, Eddie Murphy, welcome back. Now my score. How would I rate this film? I would give Dolemite Is My Name a very strong 8 out of 10. Listen, go and see this film. But that's been our review for Dolemite Is My Name. And also a fun fact, the same director, Craig Brewer, Eddie Murphy and Wesley Snipes are all going to be returning for Coming to America 2. It's actually called Coming to America. That's still going to be the sequel coming out in 2020, and this film kind of gave me like a precursor of what that would be like. So from seeing this film, I'm very optimistic. I know it's in good hands. I'm looking forward to that so much. But that's been our review, and if you like this video, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for all of our latest content. I have been your boy Miles. We have been the Agents of S.C.R.E.E.N, and until the next video, peace.
I'm waiting for Dolemite.
For who? Dolemite, motherfucker.